Ojo for me to, ojo maniko jo, maniko jo, kanito baby.
Welcome again to another episode of the Tech Talk Show, your guide for today's fast-evolving tech world. Remember the tech mantra which says, staying ahead in technology is essential and continuous evolution is key to sustained growth. However, ignorance of technology is no longer innocence. It is a choice in a connected world. Good afternoon. Welcome to another insightful edition of the Tech Talk Show. Discussions on technology here are broken down on this show, which allows you to explore emerging trends, plus the knowledge to stay ahead and prepare for the future is gathering through this process. Every episode in this show is about empowering you to navigate a tech-driven world with confidence. Last week Saturday, I had a discussion with you which is on social media algorithms and the spread of misinformation. And remember I said that it is not nice enough to share fake news online, and this is because most of the things posted, either write-ups or videos, is generally disinforming. I broke this down last week explaining that information varies. There is misinformation, and I said it's a false or inaccurate information shared without the intention to deceive. I gave examples saying that someone receives a WhatsApp message or Facebook post claiming a veteran celebrity has died and forwards it to family members and friends, believing it is true, whereas it is not true. This information is not true, and the celebrity comes out saying, I'm alive and well. Kindly please debunk such information. This is what misinformation is all about. I also spoke about this information which is deliberately created and shared to deceive people. I equally shared example of which I pointed out fabricated political stories, manipulated videos, fake statistics, false medical claims, and the goal of all this is usually to influence opinions, create panic, gain attention, or generate revenue. And the last on the various types of information I mentioned was malinformation, which involves sharing information that may be true but is used out of context just to harm people. I shared an example which is sharing old videos and presenting them as recent events. This is done these days on the internet. You see, we know what's happening in Nigeria today, the issue of kidnapping, banditry, and so many killings and all. Some people dig out videos from the past and bring it to the present and make you feel like it is something that happened of recent. Some, it is videos that happen in other African countries that they dig out, paste, and it goes viral and people see it and say, because of what is happening in our community in Nigeria at the moment. And it gets to you. Remember I said, we humans are emotional beings. And I know all that is happening in Nigeria today is really hurting. It's annoying, but we must at all times put ourselves together. By doing so, we are not controlled by emotions. Plus, we get solutions to strategically maneuver some certain situation of things properly till a lasting solution is found. I also said that emotional content always wins on the internet because they know that once you engage, you are emotional beings, of course. Content that creates fear, anger, shock, excitement, outrage, and this is why these set of persons can get to us. But the major part in everything that's encompassing is we should not pass out or dish out informations that are not true. We should not dig out informations which are not, it's not healthy for people outside. I would actually love to go deeper, but we have something very important again to discuss on today's episode, and that is why you need to know the basics of how the internet works before using AI. You can always go back on Facebook to check what I discussed last week on the show concerning social media algorithms and misinformation. I have in the studio again a regular my friend, brother, Mr. Lanre Arewa. Arewa Lanre, to talk on today's discussion, which is why you need to know the basis of how the internet works before using AI. As usual, let's go for this quick music break. When I come back, it's a tradition here. When I come back, we'll continue. We'll dive straight into today's topic. Don't go nowhere.
Fight for you, this is the special. That's your fight for you, like my time, because I've been dying. Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome back from that music break. That was from Lil Kesh, titled All the Way. Yes, we love you. We at Success FM love you all the way. We love you all the time. So we're diving right into our discussion for today. I said that we're going to be talking about why you need to know the basis of how the internet works before using AI. So let's just dive right in. Good afternoon, Mr. Larry. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, Mr. Emmanuel. I'm doing very fantastic.
How was the journey? How was the journey to Lagos?
It was a little bit stressful, but we give thanks to God.
Great. So we spoke on during the weekend. We said we need to talk about why you need to know the basis of how the internet works before using AI. So when we're having tech discussions, we cannot talk about anything technology without having to talk about artificial intelligence. So why is it important for average persons to first understand the basic of how the internet works?
Well, one of the very important things that we need to know when we are trying to use the internet, especially for those that are really into AI right now, is we need to understand that the internet is all about what you put in. So if we don't put any information on the internet, then there's no information that people are going to get out of the internet. So this is actually very important, so that we know that all the algorithms and all the responses we get from AI is actually as a result of information that is existing on the internet.
True.
So once we understand that, then we start seeing the pattern of the kind of responses we are getting when we're actually trying to use the internet.
Oh, great. So many people use, AI tools every day without thinking about what happens behind the scenes. There's always something that happens behind the scenes, just like you made mention of algorithm. It's just like a gatekeeper. It's like a process, a guide. So can you explain in simple terms how AI and the internet work together?
Okay, so when you take an AI platform and you are trying to get information from it, what it does is the same thing that our browsers, our what do you call them? Google and
Yes,
Yahoo
search
engines actually do. So in the past, when you use search engines, what it will do is it's going to crawl the internet. So we call them web crawlers, and they are going to take information from all kinds of
Different
sources
sources.
and actually label those, put those information one after the other. So, but with AI, what actually happens now is that the AI makes it easier for you to get the information. So instead of just giving you links to where you can actually read about what you're asking for, it will take the information and kind of arrange it on its own and give you something that it feels you actually need from your question. So if you get the information and you are not satisfied with it, then you can tell it to give you another information that this particular one is not what you are looking for. But you can only do that if you know exactly what you are looking for, if you are not just trying to get information off the bat.
Okay, so placing them, arranging them accordingly, and that is based on, like you said, if you know the kind of information you're looking for. So that means you have to effectively prompt this tool, this AI tool, to perfectly do all the things you need to do, because of course it would not know exactly what's in your mind until you put it down on the table for it to properly understand what you really want. So when we type a question into AI tool, where does that information actually go, and how does this internet help deliver a response back to us?
When we type anything on the internet, be it AI or on our browsers, it goes to servers all over the world where they have data centers, and these data centers, what they simply do is all the information we put on the internet, there is a place that all this information is being stored. So they store all this information, and so whenever we are requesting for something on the internet, what actually happens within a few seconds is the question going to those data centers, crawling those information, and then bringing out what is most relevant to your question.
Yeah.
So, and that happens within a few seconds.
True.
So you just see it just happens like that. So if what you're trying to do is maybe you're trying to create a video, or you're trying to create graphics, you notice that the AI takes more time.
True.
When it's trying to create graphics rather than when it's just
Because
trying to get
the people behind the scene are trying to work on it.
exactly.
So you send an information. You said it's been stored somewhere. So I don't know. You see how fast you get the answer. It comes with the speed of light. So
Does that automatically.
so you would categorically say that everybody are working like hands to hand and making ensuring that you get your answer fast.
It's actually, the way it works is this. It doesn't have any manual application to it. It's already been programmed. So since it's already been programmed, once an information is typed, we call some things keywords. So when some specific keywords is being asked from the AI, what the AI does is it goes into the data centers and look for that specific keyword. And so when it takes those keywords, the keyword is what triggers, okay, what is this person trying to ask? And then it looks for something that's relevant to your answer and then actually brings it back. And that's the reason why, because the internet has been, in existence for a very long time, there is so much information on the internet right now that you can ask, Google or ChatGPT to give you advice on the best kind of food you can eat as someone that has maybe stroke or something, and it will go on the internet and look for videos, it will look for audios, it will look for text that talks about the best kind of diet that is good for stroke patients, and it will save that and bring out the answer to you. So it works that automatically. So the only reason why the process of creating graphics is a little bit longer than just information is because graphics, it has to take colors and all that and try to, match all those things together. And that's so it works automatically. And that's one of the sweet things about, using AI.
You know, I love what you just said. Let me just say, like, in addition to what you just said, have you ever used the likes of ChatGPT and you ask some question and it tells you, please try to explain better on what you're saying? That means they didn't get exactly. I'm saying this not because of you, but because of someone listening. They didn't get the question well enough. Like you said, there's a storage. There's more like what do you call that thing again?
It's called servers.
So
yes,
so
data centers.
So the data center does not get your message. So it wants you to, you know, express yourself more so that they can actually get something similar to what you are asking for. So that is really very good. So now we see how these things work, how people work behind the scene, how the internet and, you know, AI tools actually work together hand in hand. So when we type a question into AI tools, where does this information actually go, and how does this internet help deliver a response back to? I think we've already answered that question.
Yes.
So but how does the quality of internet connection, that's what I wanted to ask. Okay. So the quality of internet connection, you know, we understand how network these days are somehow, I don't want to mention some networks, but of course I don't want to mention some networks because there's a particular day I wanted to do something online and I was working with ChatGPT and I was just like, I was kind of getting frustrated at why are you wasting my time? I want this thing done quick because of it's a time-based kind of thing. So how does the quality of your internet connection affect the speed and performance of AI tools such as ChatGPT, Gemini, and other AI assistants? That is why I'm asking this particular question.
Okay, the quality of your internet is very, very important, most especially when you are trying to do anything online. And when you ask AI about something, your message that goes, you know, to the data centers is being processed and is being sent back will actually not get back to you because your internet is just, you know, making a mess of itself.
True.
So there's a lot of time that you are trying to do something, just like you said, and you are expecting a response, and the AI just keeps, you know, rolling. And the reason why it keeps rolling is that it's trying to reconnect to your own computer, but there is no internet on your computer. And you know, the way the internet works is that there is an interconnectivity. That's why It's called the web. Interconnectivity of all kinds of servers, and as long as your internet is working well, that means the server from your ISP, your internet service provider, is also connected to your device. So if that's happening, then definitely you are not going to be, you know, getting the right response. In fact, sometimes you might be getting response from AI while the response is coming, your internet just cuts off.
True.
And then it will just be like that.
There's a break.
You have to refresh
again
that tab and then send that message again before you can actually get a response. So it really, really affects, you know, how the AI responds to you, how it delivers your information. Sometimes it will just deliver nonsense information.
Yes. Because
your internet is not messing up.
Yes.
So that's actually how it really affects.
Nothing to write home about. So in terms of informations that you type online, I don't know, we both make use of this AI tool, right? Yes. So you send some informations online and they tell you, I can't give you this kind of information. Yes. They'll tell you it depends on how very, you know, there's a word that's how secure that information is, how very classified. That is the word that's trying to come to my head. It's just keep going and coming. So how classified that information is. So that is leading me to ask, why should internet users be concerned about privacy? Because, you know, you spoke about someone who has stroke. Some persons, they are not private about their life. They want to ask ChatGPT everything, even to their personal life. Some things that are meant to be personal, especially when you have a conversation with your doctor, and doctor says these informations are meant to be private between myself and you. You know, of course, there's already an agreement on myself and you having this kind of information, you know, conversation, and you now going on the internet and typing out what you and that doctor discussed about your own personal life. Why should internet users be concerned about privacy when using AI-powered platforms and services?
One of the most dangerous things about the internet is information.
Very dangerous.
The way information is being shared on the internet is I don't know the word to use. It's actually very, very, very risky.
Very.
So let me just use the word risky, because when we are on our devices, on our phones, we kind of think we are in privacy, and we feel like, in fact, the funniest part is when we are scrolling on social media.
True.
We might be scrolling all kind of stuff on social media, and you have maybe your little sibling coming to go away from here. You know what you're scrolling is something he or she cannot actually watch. It might be violence, it might be all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But what you're doing exactly, the internet is recording it. So, and that's the reason why people don't understand what's happening when we take our phones. In fact, even if your phone is not online, but it's an internet enabled device, what usually happens is that when you take your phone and you are trying to communicate with someone, maybe you are making a phone call or a WhatsApp call, you realize that if what you discussed is about money, that you need money for something and all that, a few minutes later after that call, you probably get a message from maybe his money or all kinds of, and you wonder what's happening. Did I ask these guys that I need money? Because our devices have been programmed in such a way that it's even eavesdrop to our conversations. And that's the reason why whatever we do on the internet, either you're browsing, either you're putting on information, either you're asking questions, whatever you're doing on the internet, you will start seeing ads that follows you all over the place.
True.
You are on this website, you see that ad. You're on Facebook, you see that same ad.
True.
You're on Instagram, you see that. In digital marketing advertisements, we call that retargeting. Once you go through my video or my advert, I will retarget you till thy kingdom come until you buy from me. And this happens all the time. So all this information, you need to understand, we all need to understand that there are some privacy, we have disclaimers, we have privacy policy, we have terms and conditions on all websites. All websites actually have those things. We need to read through some of these things and understand that for you, in fact, on Facebook, if you go and read their privacy policy,
True.
you realize that what we are all signing up for, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that, we are just giving them our entire life. And that's the reason why it's easy for even, kidnappers to trace someone
Track.
and kidnap you, because you are on the internet,
Of course.
24/7. So the whole thing is, we need to really look back, sit down, and start understanding that we have to find a limitation or a cap on whatever we are trying to share on our phones, on social media. And this is actually very, very important, because before you know what's happening, there's hardly anything you want to ask about that you will not find on the internet.
Nothing.
It's just there. It's just there. It's only for you to know how to, ask the right prompt, and you get the right answer. It's just like that.
And that's even what the main reason you have to be very careful on some things in which you do on the internet. Some people post videos on the internet and think that, oh, it's gone.
They post videos of their kids. They post videos of their spouses.
Whereas they are tracking some persons can track, like you said, some persons can track every information. So we must be careful. Just as internet or technology is a blessing to us, we have to be very careful on how we make use of it. Last week I talked about misinformation. This we're talking about. Mr. Larry now has spoken about how we put our own private information on internet. It is not nice. It is not good enough. So let us try to avoid all those things. So how can a basic understanding of website servers and cloud storage help people make smarter decisions when using AI tools, in addition to what you said? So how can we make smarter decisions?
Well, like I said before, the best way for us to make smart decisions is to be conscious of what we are trying to do on the internet. A lot of time we probably just think, okay, I need to do something online, and we get online, and then we have all notifications, available. You see WhatsApp notification pop up, Facebook notification pop up, and all that, and then you get distracted. You go to where you're not supposed to go to. You scroll information you're not supposed to scroll, and then before you know what's happening, you start realizing that the places you go to on the internet actually, let me say, defines the kind of person you will eventually become.
Yeah.
Because you might not be that kind of person before, but because you constantly go to some specific website, it's one of those things that people talk about when they talk about pornography addiction.
True.
That the minute you are on a normal website,
True.
then there's this advertisement that
just pops up.
In fact, the funniest part is when you go to websites of newspapers, I don't want to mention names, of newspapers, when you scroll to the bottom of their website after reading the news, you see all kinds of other advertisements.
True.
So you see ads on all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff.
Different type of things.
That are matured stuff, that are adult-based stuff. And then you click on those things. The minute you click on those ads, automatically what happens is that the browser, records that, okay, you are interested in
that
adult-based stuff. And so whenever you come to the internet for something else, it will start showing you adult-based stuff. So it becomes a problem.
True.
And it's until you probably clear your cookies, clear your cache, try to even reinstall your browser before you can, get out of that. So we really need to look at what are we browsing, where are we going, what are we clicking on, what are we watching, what kind of videos are we watching. So we have clickbait on YouTube. You are trying to watch a particular video on YouTube, then you saw a clickbait, you clicked on it, and you are here watching something else, and then the internet records that and starts showing you that nonsense that you just watched for a few seconds, and that is what usually happens.
I know the funny part about the internet is it has a way of engaging you, especially when you're scrolling a particular video. You just see a particular video that just catches your attention and you're just there. And that's why it's very important, especially for our kids.
Exactly.
Parents, please, when if you buy your kids a phone that has access to internet, you need to protect them from them getting into, because children are curious. I mean, you can say that you're a father yourself. So children are curious to knowing about things. So when they say, what is this? Let me enter it. The thing keeps moving. Do you want it? Yes. They keep until you get into that thing. Your kid is not meant to. So that there must be privacy. You must install like privacy stuff for your kids, to block them from accessing any type of internet, adult content that can, affect, because of once they see something, they start practicing.
Exactly.
That's children for you. They are very innocent. That when they see something, they start practicing. Whatever you tell them is what they keep doing. So parents, I'm using this medium to just tell you that you please ensure that you try to protect it. Or would you like to say something about that?
Well, what I would like to chip in about that is, it's very, very important to try to reduce the screen time of our kids.
True.
The way things are going right now, we can see there is this particular trend that was, a few months ago, it was really all over the place. People were talking about Eniola his speech at the Nigerian platform, where he said they have a lot of vacancies at a money point, but they couldn't get people that are. So if you actually watch that video, forget about all the nonsense people are saying online, you could see that he was pained. It was painful for him to say those things, because we don't have the right kind of workforce anymore. So we have people that want to make money overnight, and it's not their fault. It's what the internet, has brought. It's them seeing adverts of someone saying he just started working online 2 weeks ago and he has now made $20 million. And when you see stuff like that, your brain starts recalibrating.
Like, how am I going to make this kind of... Yes.
So when kids see all kinds of things, and there's no cap, there's no limitation, and there's nobody there to tell them this one is not okay, this is just lies, this is not. They will just, like you said,
believe
want to
those that to be curious to knowing. So concerning what you spoke about, wanting to make the quick money on internet, because of it's also part of it. We're talking about technology, wanting to make some quick money. See, there's nothing. I would just say there's nothing quick about making money. Everything has a process. You start. It's just like when you're building the house. You get the foundation first. You do some other things on the foundation first. Then you start laying bricks by brick. Before you know it, the house is complete, right? Then when you're done with the house, you start plastering, you start painting, then inside interiors you have to. So everything is a process, and every process you must do it strategically. So when you are going online and you're saying you want to make money, I mean, tech guys know these things. I mean, I saw someone, or I was told about someone that wants to make quick money, and then went into forex. It went serious. No, it went to the forex. He wants to make quick money. Of course, you hear sweet things like, if you put this amount of money, you will get huge amount of money. That's not true. I brought a forex guy on this. He told me, if you're not strategic, my dear brother, your money is gone, because he has lost a whole lot of money. He also put in money too, and someone who knows forex. I mean, that's someone who learnt it, who was schooled through on how to go in about the process. Let alone you that don't even know anything. So there's nothing like about quick making money about anything. So we have to we need to be very reasonable about it. So what are some common misconceptions people have about AI that could be corrected by simply understanding how the internet works? What are the misconceptions?
Well, the biggest misconception about AI is basically two. There are two. The first is that AI is going to take everybody's job, and
yes,
we are all going to be jobless.
We hear that a lot.
So we'll probably have AI, running your program very soon, and AI being the guest, and AI being the, everyone here, AI. Is going to, and then we are all going to be sleeping at home. So that's the first misconception. The second is that AI is always right. In fact, like I've said before, we've said it several times here, that even the AI companies put it right below their website. In fact, sometimes when you even ask a question from AI, it will still tell you that ChatGPT is an AI. It takes information from the internet. It can make mistakes. It can make mistakes. Please make sure that you confirm you verify your information before, because this is how AI basically works. It takes all kinds of things on the internet.
True.
If we come to the internet, if we want the wrong information, if we want AI to bring out the wrong information, we can decide to have a group of people that will consistently put the wrong information on the internet.
True.
Consistently. And we will create, I'm not saying we as in we, I know, I understand. People can actually create, because people can take videos in context. So people can actually take the wrong information and create a lot of platforms, a lot of websites, mini websites,
and the way it travels very fast.
It's like the effect of forwarded many times messages you see on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Someone will just sit down, wake up one day, take his WhatsApp phone, take his phone, and give you a very good audio that can cause chaos. Send it to make a broadcast on his phone.
True.
Send it to everybody. They start sending it all over the place. Before you know what's happening, people start sending it into groups and all that. And people they say there's problem. And that is how the internet works. So it is garbage in, garbage out. So whatever information you get from AI or the internet in general, you need to verify. So that you don't go post something that will make the DSS pick you up. So it's very, very important.
It's very important. So the emphasis on verify. You need to verify informations on the internet before you can send or before it can travel out to someone else. But let's go for this quick commercial break. When we come back, we're still discussing on this very topic that is really engaging, and I'm really happy you're back, to share part of your knowledge to us today. So let's go for this quick commercial break. I'll be right back.
This is 105.3 FM Ibadan. Keeping you on top of the world.
Top Success UI Store is now officially open. Your number one destination for quality phones, laptops, gadgets, and electronics at unbeatable prices. Visit our brand new outlet opposite UI First Gate, Agbo Ibadan, and enjoy massive discounts on all devices and accessories for the next 6 months. From smartphones and laptops to gadgets and accessories, we bring the best deals you can trust. Every purchase comes with exciting free gifts like bags of rice, vegetable oil, electric kettles, and many more surprises. Need to relax while shopping? Enjoy a free automatic machine massage. Got an old or faulty phone? Our professional engineers are available for free phone servicing and maintenance. Looking for phones, laptop, gadgets, or electronics? With just 20% initial payment, you can take home your desired product immediately, while PalmPay and EasyBuy support you with flexible payment plans. What are you waiting for? Visit Top Success UI Store today, opposite UI First Gate, Agbo Ibadan. Top Success, your trusted destination for quality gadgets and electronics.
nígbà tó o bá jàjẹjù oúnjẹ tára rẹ ò sì lélẹ̀ láti ṣe ohun tó yẹ kó oúnjẹ yìí lè wúlò fàlàáfíà padà sọ́nà àbáyọ àwọn aṣáájú tó jẹ́ pé oúnjẹ tí ó dùn mìmìmì àjẹ́ tó korò lọ́ fi ń ṣayé tàlàáfíà wọn sì péye. ìdí nìyí tí Yoyo Bitters ṣe ń gbógun ti dọ̀tí àtọ̀rá anú ara lẹ́yọ sọ́kà tó sì ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn fún dídà oúnjẹ. ògóró ẹ̀yìn àti ìbàdí ríro pẹ̀lú iná kíkún á dohun ìgbàgbé láyìíká ibi tí Yoyo Bitters gbé ń ṣiṣẹ́. ó kún fún fítámìnì aṣaralóore ó sì ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn fágbára ìdáàbòbò ara láti gbógun ta àrùn àtàsáwà ìlera àtàwọn oríṣiríṣi ohun tí ń fa kùdé fàlàáfíà. yan Yoyo Bitters láàyò láti lò pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ rẹ lójoojúmọ́. ó wà lólómi jẹ́ẹ̀lì àti capsule. Ablat Nigeria Limited ló ṣe é. Yoyo Bitters ó korò láti ṣara lóore agbára ẹ̀ ò láfiwé.
This is Success 105.3 FM Ibadan. Keeping you on top.
Welcome back again. This is still the Tech Talk Show on Success 105.3 FM, and our aim is to keep you on top of the world. Myself and Mr. Larry, I'm very excited to have him on the show again today. We've been discussing on why you need to know the basis of how the internet works before using AI. It's not everything, we just said that, it's not everything you post on AI that you should. You should know what you can post on AI. You can share on AI, the information you need to share on AI. And it's not everything you post on the internet that should fly on the internet. There's some things you're affecting people you don't know. So you need to be very careful to see what kind of information should fly and the one that shouldn't fly. Last week I spoke about misinformation. We're also discussing the same thing. You're passing information that are not true. Click on this link and you will become a multi-billionaire. It's not true. Click on this and you will become this. Click on that and federal government is giving this kind of amount of money and you are clicking on it. It's not really true. There are always process to this kind of things. There might be probably the federal government is giving a certain amount of money, but there would be a process at which not just a link. You need to verify links before you can click on it. So, Mr. Larry, welcome back. It's good to, have you on the show. So, we spoke about some common misconception about AI, and you said taking away our job. It's, for me, I don't see that as realistic because AI cannot just come take somebody's job or becomes you. Have you ever heard how AI talks? You make use of AI, especially videos. It shouts, literally. It shouts, "Good morning." So it's always the up high kind of tone, and you expect, and it's not expressive. It doesn't have feelings. It doesn't have emotions. I have emotions. I have the feelings. I know how to navigate things. AI might not be able to do that properly like the way I will do. Look at the way we're discussing, we're talking calmly, and we're sharing knowledge and we're disseminating information. AI might not be able to do all this kind of thing. Okay, so now let's look at the aspect of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is becoming a major concern. Yes? How does knowing basic internet safety help people use AI more securely and responsibly?
cybersecurity as a topic on its own has all kinds of issues interconnected, and cybersecurity is a lot. It deals with cyberbullying, it deals with disinformation, misinformation, not being secured online, like just using all kinds of stuff for your passwords,
just to get in tab access.
using your if you use your date of birth for your password, you are just playing on the internet. If you use the name of your first child for your password, you don't know what you're doing, because basically when anyone wants to hack you, all they have to do is just put your name on the software. The software goes to the internet and it scrolls the internet and looks for every single information that relates to you, and it takes all those information and starts using those information to try to hack your stuff. So it's basically within a few minutes it gets that done. So the only way you can be secured is probably to use secured passwords, all kinds of text and letters. And so we need to really be conscious about what we put on the internet. That's one of the most important things. So we see government agencies or government office holders, that government officials that have problems when they just send a specific kind of information through the internet, and that information gets intercepted. So we really need to be conscious of what we do and what we put on the internet, so that we can be well secured.
So looking ahead, do you believe that understanding the internet will become as important as reading and writing when it comes to using AI effectively in everyday life? Why?
Yes.
But I want you to just real quick, because
yes. It's very important to know how the internet works and how AI works, so that you won't have issues in the future. So there's this issue of Ponzi scheme, where people think that the money that they put into the Ponzi scheme and the money they are receiving was given to them by the internet. So not understanding that it's all a Ponzi scheme. So we need to understand that we need to know all those things the right way, so that we don't just get ourselves into trouble thinking that we can make a lot of money on the internet off the bat.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to appreciate Ignatius Peter. Well done, sir. Ajibade Morufati, great job, sir. Princess says, awesome work. Bidemi Adisa say, good afternoon. I really appreciate you, everyone. So many thanks to always being a part of this show, the Tech Talk Show. Keep joining every Saturday from 2:15 to 3 p.m. I appreciate my producer, Mr. Akim Lawal Oyato1, who will be coming up next after the show. Remember to always stay curious, stay smart, and stay charged. Till next week Saturday, I'm powering off but never out. My name is Emmanuel Okocha. I'll leave you with this music. Enjoy.